songwriter. Please welcome Paul Downs.
Hello. Oh, it is big, isn't it? Yes. My first time on this stage. Yeah, thank you for braving it. Normally, weather like this, you know, you wouldn't say thank you for braving it. However, everything's working. How good's that? Yeah, it's pretty awful this weather, so remind you of happier times. Chorus goes, I hate the rain, don't you? And this is, let's pray for it, huh? Oh no, pray for it on Tuesday. This is from Bob Kirkpatrick. Bob Kirkpatrick is no relation to John, but he is Blair Dunlop's second cousin. There you go. Taking a trip to California, they tell me the sky is clear and blue. They say the things here never change, and I admit I like the sound of that too. 'Cause I hate the rain, I hate the rain, don't you? Yes, I hate the rain, I hate the rain, don't you? Bordering on Mexico, there's beggars in the streets, both night and day. From the wealth of California, Tijuana seems a million miles away. And I hate the rain, I hate the rain, don't you? Try it. Yes, and I hate the rain, don't you? Whether I'm running away from the weather, whether I'm running away from you, whatever makes it better, it's the only thing to do. When you hate the rain, and I hate the rain, don't you? Setting down in Arenado, Spanish whitewash villas looking new. Across the tracks, the holes in the roof make sure they see the sun is shining through. And they hate the rain, and I hate the rain, don't you? You see, I hate the rain, I hate the rain, don't you? Whether I'm running away from the weather, whether I'm running away from you, whatever makes it better, it's the only thing to do. When you hate the rain, and I hate the rain, don't you? Thank you very much. They're wonderful at Shrewsbury Festival. They provide you with everything. I sentence the prisoner to death. That'd be very useful. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts. I don't care. I've had an argument with Knightley over many years, and he says you should never wear shorts on stage. Sod it. Yes, he can sweat all he likes. I'm not. Yeah, this is a song I knew a long, long time ago, but never actually did. And just last year, it just came to, God, that was a nice song. This was written by a couple of young men called Jerry Rafferty and Billy Connolly. And they were in a group called the Humble Bums. Of course, Jerry left and formed Steelers Will with Joe Egan and had a hit with Stuck in the Middle. And then Jerry did very well with Baker Street, of course. I don't know what happened to Billy. Not quite sure. Actually, I was doing Edinburgh Festival. Done that a few times. We were doing it with a group I was with, and looked at the back of the room. One of those nights where you play 5 different venues in one night. That's just absolutely crazy stuff. Well, that's Edinburgh, and yeah, look. And I said, God, look who's at the back of the room. Oh, Cathal McConnell out of the Boys of the Lock. No, he said, who's next to him? Oh, Billy Connolly. Oh, great. Yeah. And he came up afterwards and said, that was great, lads. And he was genuinely drinking Caliber. Remember he used to advertise it? He really, really drank it. It was amazing. Anyway, they wrote this, and it's for 22-year-olds. Rather wonderful insight into the mind of a 10, 11-year-old boy. Have I got the chorus? Rickrack, rickety rack, see the train go along the track. When I grow up, I want to be an engine driver. If I can't be that, I'll be a deep-sea diver. My father says that I should always work on the land. I don't disagree with him when I see him at his hand. My mother thinks that I should be a carpenter to trade. Then I could fill my home with all the things I had made. Rickrack, rickety rack, see the train go along the track. When I grow up, I want to be an engine driver. If I can't be that, I'll be a deep-sea diver. I look at the sky, see the birds that can fly, and I feel like crying, like a bird on a tree. I just want to be free, so I'll keep on trying, I'm trying. My brother says that I should pay attention at school, because I've never won a prize. He thinks I'm a fool. My teacher always asks me why I look so far away. It's just that I find nothing in the words she has to say. Rickrack, rickety rack, I'm leaving home and I'm not coming back. I'm on my way to be an engine driver. If I can't be that, I'll be a deep-sea diver. Thank you very much. Thank you. I suppose, well, these days, most of you have been to America at some time or other in your lives, yeah? Have you been to folk clubs in America? Or folk festivals? They're quite different to here. When folk clubs and folk festivals, any folk music gathering in this country, when you come off stage, people come up to you and want to shake your hand and say, would you like a drink? Don't you? In America, they don't do that. They get you in a corner and argue with you about what number child ballad that was you've just been singing. You know? this song there, and I said it's a Scottish song. It's, yeah, I've got to get in the mood for Scotland. I've got a couple of gigs in Scotland after this. It's going to be cooler up there, apparently. I said this is it's a Scottish song. It's my favourite love song from the whole of the folk canon. This guy came up to me and said, that ain't a Scottish song, it's an American song, it's from the Appalachian Mountains. I said, yeah, I know, versions have been collected there. There's a lot of British songs, but originally Scottish. He said, no, it's originally an American song, definitely. I let him have his way. But I studied a very detailed atlas afterwards, and there is no River Clyde in the Appalachian Mountains. So this is a Scottish song. This is called Black as the Colour. Ah, but black is the colour of my true love's hair. Her lips are like some rosy fair, the purest eyes and the neatest hands. I love the ground whereon she stands. I go to the Clyde for the mourn and weep, but satisfied I never can sleep. I'll write to you in a few short lines, I'll suffer death 10,000 times. I know my love, and well she knows that I love the grass whereon she goes. And if she on earth no more I see, then my life will quickly fade away. But a winter's past and the leaves are green. All the time has passed that we have seen, yet still I hope that the time will come when you and I will be as one. Ah, but black is the colour of my true love's hair, and her lips are like some rosy fair, the purest Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to swap guitars now. This one's getting a bit heavy. This one's very light indeed. This is called a Voyager guitar. It folds up. I won't undo it now, but I'll show you at the end of the set. It does. And the wonderful thing, you fold it back up again, and it's still in tune. It's extraordinary. It is. Do you like the blues? I hate the blues. I can't stand it. You always know what's coming next, don't you? Well, you know the next line anyway. And yes, I hate the blues, and yet somehow, a few years ago, I found that I'd written one. It's an instrumental. I've got with total lack of circumspection, I call it Blues in D minor, because it's in D minor. Of late, I have been playing this when I occasionally play with Phil Beer, who you're going to see in a minute. Well, you might be able to see them. I think they're all dressed in black, so you might not see them at all. So yes, today I'm able to do it unencumbered by Phil Beer's slide playing, which is a treat for me. And this is rather unusual. It goes A, A, B, B, C, C, A, B, C. I don't do A, B, B, C, C second time through because you get fed up and so would I. This is Blues in D minor. etc., etc., etc. Thank you. Thanks very much. Now, this is a risky one in this heat. I'm going to try the banjo. Banjos are very sensitive. And so are they. You're quite right. I hate the banjo as well. I play sometimes with a guy called Mick Ryan. Did anyone see their show last night? Yes, I declined to be in that one, but I've done all the others. It's a very good show it is too. As you know, Mick Ryan is a very sensitive person as well. And he loves the banjo, and so I decided to buy this very expensive banjo to play along with him. And did he offer to help pay for it? Did he? No, he didn't. But I've got the bloody thing, so I'm going to play it. Might go out halfway through. Wish me luck. Here's a version of a song called Farewell Nancy. There are many, 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 many versions of this. But I heard this one fairly recently, and it's a great tune. Oh, farewell, lovely Nancy, for now I must leave you. Oh, for the salt sea's love, I'm bound for to go. Though we are parted, my love, be true-hearted, for I will return in the spring, as you know. Oh, she says, like a sea boy, I'll dress and go with you in the height of all danger. Your friend I'll remain in the cold, stormy weather, where the winds, they are blowing. My love, I'll be ready to reef your topsail. Oh, your pretty little fingers, they can't handle our tackle. Your delicate feet, love, to our topsail can't go. And your little behind, love, will freeze in the wind, love. I'd have you ashore when the winds, they do blow. So farewell, lovely Nancy, for now I must leave you, all for the West Indies, my course I must steer. Though we are parted, my love, be true-hearted, for I will return in the spring of the year. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely tune, that, isn't it? Excuse me. I lost a strap at Sidmouth Festival, so I've only got one between my two guitars. Excuse me. Oh. Oh. Actually, I'll keep that in, I think. That's nice. Yeah, there's a wonderful organisation at this festival. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. They look after you so well here, even to the extent where they said, on the side of the stage there's a clock there so you can keep an eye on the time. There's a light just above it. I can't see the clock. It's a shine. That light shine. I can't. There's a clock there. I have to. All right, fine. I'm halfway through. Good. Here's a. Oh dear. Oh, there it is. You know this little pocket you get in jeans, and these shorts have got one actually. This little pocket in front of the right hand. I didn't realise till recently it's called a Johnny pocket. Did you know that? Yeah. I don't call it that. I keep my picks in it. I call it a pickpocket. Of course. Now, I'm going to attempt... Yeah, there we are. Do something in regular tuning. I've had a request for this. I don't often do requests, but only when I'm asked. But if anyone does have any requests and you can sort of get over that barrier, if you'd like to send them up to me, if you'd like to write them down on a piece of paper, not dissimilar to this. I've had a request for this, and tune I've been playing for a very, very long time. So long, in fact, that I was in a band with Phil Beer and sometimes Steve Knightley called the Arizona Smoke Review. Oh, they're here. Oh, we were playing on a boat on the Weser River in Germany, I think. And I started doing this song, and then absent-mindedly in the middle I started singing a song that fit. So I kept it in. Has a big Scottish connection, this. Tune originally written by Davy Graham, who wasn't born in Scotland, but he lived most of his life there. And I learnt it from Bert Jansch, who is Scottish. And the tune in the middle, I learnt from Jackie Leven, who was from Kirkcaldy, he's Scottish, and he learnt it from John Martin, who wasn't Scottish, but lived there quite a bit. I won't mention the fact that the others weren't Scottish when I'm in Stirling tomorrow. Tune called Angie. the story about Cocaine Lil. Had a cocaine house on a cocaine hill. Cocaine dog, cocaine cat. She even had a cocaine rat. And it's all Sue, we're walking down the avenue 2 by 2. Says Lil to Sue, it won't do us no harm. I have a little shot in the arm, and it's all around my brain. We're walking round 12th Street and Main, looking for some girl to give me cocaine, cocaine. It's all around my brain. Well, doctor, tell me again and again. Said, cocaine, kill you, son, I won't say when. Cocaine, it's all around my brain. So that's the story of Cocaine Lil. Had a cocaine house on a cocaine hill. Cocaine dog, cocaine cat. She even had a cocaine rat. And it's all around my brain, around my brain. Thank you. Do you know, I feel a bit like the Speaker from the House of Commons. Order! No, do you know why? You know why? Because people, looks like you're all waving your order papers. It's great. Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, why not? Yes, I'll do. There once was a man, and his name it was Dan, and a fine young man you've not seen. He'd work hard each day in the labouring way, and on physical pleasures was keen. Each night from the pub to his home and his grub, he would hurry propelled by his passion. And his wife, I might say, always gave him his way, for to please him was always her fashion. Now, very soon, Dan was a family man on account of his wife's great fecundity. And try as she did, she could not put the lid on the cause of her constant rotundity. So she asked her pal, a young lady named Sal, for advice on subduing his ardour. For Sally, though wed, kept a virginal bed and had never had buns in her larder. Said Sally, the trick is to measure his foot and to charge him £1 for each inch. In the case of my Joe, that's £6 a go, and from such inflation he'll flinch. Though his teeth he may gnash, he will not touch his cash, deterred by this tax on rigidity. To yourself you can keep, for he'll soon be asleep. Yes, the best contraception's frigidity. So Dan's wife agreed, with the greatest of speed, for to put Sally's plan into action. And that night in bed, to her husband she said he would pay by the inch and the fraction. £9, cried Dan. Who do you think I am? Lawyer. You're crazy without any doubt. But his wife, undeterred, said she'd stick to her word, so he said, can I pay coming out? No, Dan had his pride. So he lay on his side and was rapidly falling asleep, while his wife on her back, having quelled his attack, tried a stiff resolution to keep. But after a while, she began for to smile and called him her darling and honey, so she gave him a nudge. But Dan wouldn't budge. She said, oh, all right, I'll lend you the money. So, though men get the blame, we are all much the same. By the needs of the flesh, we're all driven. And it seems it's a myth that it's Mr. not Miss who to sexual passion is given. For though now and then it's the cock, not the hen, who's inclined for to make the first move, it is often the case that the female gives chase, and that is the glory of love. Glory of love. Thank you very much. I'll play another instrumental. Yes, you probably noticed that there's an awfully big Devon contingent here. And, there's the Exmouth Shantymen, and me, and Edgelarks, and Steve Knightley, Phil Beer, and, there's probably others. I grew up with Steve Knightley. Been friends since we were 12. We met Phil when we were 16, and we were in rival groups. But anyway, eventually, after doing a bit of folk stuff, you probably know this, Steve and Phil formed a pop duo. They're doing very well. I've been lucky enough they've asked me to play on nearly every album they've made. I've done something on. I even played banjo on one of them. But a few years ago they made their only instrumental album. It was called The Path, and it was to celebrate 25 years of the Southwest Coastal Path being open. And they asked me to contribute a couple of tracks. Knightley said, can you do it, a couple of compositions on nylon string guitar, Spanish guitar. It's a texture we haven't got on the album. And so I did, so I wrote these two tunes, and this is one of them. I thought this was going to be called something romantic, like Sunset Over Pendervander Bay, but it ended up being the second track on the album, and it's called Brompton Burroughs, because Knightley just looked at a map and just started in Minehead and went round a pool, and this was the second place he came to, Brompton Burroughs, which is actually lovely. My second track on the album, Knightley wanted to call it Spaniard's Knob, which is a rock just round the corner from the Lizard, but I said, no, please. Eventually it got called Lamorna Cove. But this is Brompton Burroughs. And I should be sitting down with a nylon string guitar, with my left foot on a footstool and no thumb pick. Apart from that, it's just like the album. Heat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Here's a song I've only been doing recently. The words of this were written by the poet laureate in 1820, Robert Southey, and he was an MP as well as a poet laureate and friend and contemporary of Wordsworth. He was a Tory MP, but it meant different things in those days, so it's okay to do it. And this is about a 10th century German bishop who lived in a little castle on an island in the middle of the Rhine, and he was a very, very unpleasant man. Of course, men of God these days are all nice, aren't they? I suppose there's the odd Ayatollah and the head of the Buddhist church in Myanmar. They're not too good, but there's one or two nice ones. This guy was particularly nasty, and this poem was inspired a bloke called Mike Reinstein, a lovely guy, singer-songwriter from Brighton, to put a tune to it. Mike wanted to say something about the Grenfell Tower disaster just over 2 years ago. And he felt it was a bit crass to write directly about it. So this is a story of Bishop Hatto. And this is very unpleasant. But you're not here to enjoy yourselves. Reminds me of a teacher at school. And a teacher at school once who got fed up with the class and he said, "I'm not here for your benefit, you know." I think you might be. You have to know that in Northern Europe and Scandinavia, in the Dark Ages and early Middle Ages, people believed that the souls of the dead were transformed into rats and mice. If anyone here has mysophobia, that means you don't like mushrooms. Okay. The summer and the autumn had been so wet that in winter the corn was growing yet. 'Twas a piteous sight to see all around the crops lay rotting on the ground. Every day the starving poor gathered around Bishop Hatto's door. He had a plentiful last year's store, and all the neighborhood could tell his granaries were furnished well. But what could we do with them? What do we do with the poor? What do we do with them? What do we do with the poor? At last Bishop Hatto appointed a day to quiet the poor without delay. He bade them to his great barn repair so they could have food for the winter there. Rejoice, such tidings good to hear. The poor folk flocked from far and near. The barn was full as it could hold. The women, the children, the young and the old. What do we do with them? What do we do with the poor? What do we do with them? What do we do with the poor? When he saw it could hold no more, the bishop had to made fast the door. While for mercy on Christ they called, he set fire to the barn and burned them all. Next morning as he entered his hall, where his picture stood against the wall, a sweat like death all over him came. The rats had eaten it out of the frame. A servant came running presently, and he was as pale could be. Fly, my Lord Bishop, fly, said he. 10,000 rats are coming this way. The Lord forgive you for yesterday. But what could I do with them? What could I do with the poor? What could I do with them? What could I do with the poor? In at the windows, in at the door, through the walls, helter-skelter they pour. Down from the ceiling, up from the floor, from right and left, from behind and before, within and without, above and below. Then all at once to the bishop they go. They whetted their teeth against the stones, and now they've picked the bishop's bones. They've gnawed the flesh from every limb, for they were sent to do justice on him. What do we do with them? What do we do with the poor? What do we do with them? What do we do with the poor? What do we do with them? What do we do with them? What do we do with them? Thank you. Thanks very much. I didn't say it would be nice, did I? I'm going to do one more now. So I'll bid you a cheese fondue. But I'm on in Sabrina tonight, about 8 o'clock. I bought 1 or 2 albums with me. I'll be selling them at the wherever it is. I'll be over there to look sad in a minute, about half an hour's time. And those of you that have still got cassette players, I was clearing out my garage and found some copies of 3 albums ago that I thought had all gone. So if you buy one of the 2 more recent albums, you can have a free cassette. And there's also a few Joyce Gang albums. If anyone remembers the Joyce Gang band I was in, we got a few of them as well, so you can have one of them as well. Albums that I never knew were there. That's what accumulates in garages. I'm going to finish with a song from my native Devon, I suppose. This is up until, I've just got time, up until 1948. No, I won't bother with the intro. It's a song from the wonderful Cyril Tawney. Thank you very much. Hope to see some of you. If more than 50 of you come to see me in Sabrina tonight, I'll do a totally different set, okay? Thanks very much indeed. Thanks to Graham and the boys for the sound. Well, the rain's softly falling, and the Yogi man's no more. I can't hear him calling like I used to before. I walked through the gateway and I heard the sergeant say, the big boys, they are coming. See their vans across the way. Now the rain's softly falling, and the Yogi man's no more. It was there that she told me, as she bade me goodbye. There's no one will miss you as half as much as I. My love will endure, dear, like a beacon in the squall, eternal as the Yogi man beneath the dockyard wall. Now the rain's softly falling, and the Yogi man's no more. Thank you very much. Thanks very much indeed. See you later.